Week 7 of the college football season is here. We are in the second week of October already. Next week is the third Saturday in October, Tennessee, Alabama. Next weekend, it's going to be a great weekend for sure. Next weekend. But we have some big games this weekend to get to, and it's time for the Week 7 Pick'em. I am recording this video a little bit after 11 o'clock. We're about an hour away from the start of Week 7, or the kickoff of the Saturday games of Week 7. Rest of games yesterday, and then 2 games on Thursday. Colorado getting beat by Stanford. Colorado lost to Stanford yesterday. It was a 29-0 lead for Colorado at halftime. Stanford came all the way back and beat Colorado in 2 overtimes. So Colorado now has their third loss on the season. I believe they're 3-3, 4-3, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But something that they need to continue to work on. Anyway, let's get started with the Week 7 Pick'em. Arkansas, Alabama, noon Eastern. I will be live for the noon slate games, the 3:30 games, and the 7 o'clock, 7:30 slate games as well. Alabama, Arkansas. Alabama's going to take the win here. Alabama's on their march to Atlanta to hopefully take on the Georgia Bulldogs and win the SEC and have a chance in the playoffs. Cincinnati, and they're going to continue that march, and they're going to win that. They're going to knock out another team. Alabama beating Arkansas today at noon Eastern. Cincinnati over Iowa State. San Diego State over Hawaii. TCU beating BYU, and now it's a Tiger Bowl. LSU and Auburn. This one, this one I've been picking. I was balanced on this one. I was going back and forth. Auburn, a good team, a really good team. They're better than they were last year. I will say that. They're not a really good team, but they are better than they were last year. Compared to last year's team, they're a really good team, but they're not that great of a team. Neither is LSU. LSU is absolutely overrated. Probably the most overrated team in the country this year. They had playoff aspirations, and that went right down the toilet. And now anything that's meaningful, they're hanging on their nails. They're hanging by a nail. By a thread. This LSU season is about to go down the toilet in the next few weeks. But I think they beat Auburn today. South Carolina is going to absolutely embarrass Florida today. That one in South Carolina. LSU Auburn is in LSU as well. Michigan going to beat Indiana. Wisconsin beating Iowa. Missouri beating Kentucky. This one was also something that I really thought about. Kentucky is a good team. Missouri is a good team. Both were recently undefeated, but lost their first game. I believe that both of them was last week. I believe it was last week when Missouri and LSU played. I don't remember because, man. Anyway, Missouri beating Kentucky today. Ohio State and Purdue. Purdue gives fits to Ohio State every year. Every year, Purdue plays well against Ohio State. This one is in Purdue. Ohio State's missing Emeka Egbuka today. I was leaning. I have to go Ohio State. I don't see Purdue winning it. I think Purdue can win this game if they can contain Marvin Harrison. I don't know. We'll see. I think Ohio State does win this game, though. Tennessee, Texas A&M. Tennessee playing the team that Alabama just beat last week on the road at Kyle Field, Tennessee. And this game is in Knoxville. Tennessee, I think, is going to win. They're going to have to travel to Alabama next week. 2 straight home games for Alabama. And then it's the big one. We'll save that one for last. North Carolina, Miami. North Carolina is a really, really good team. Miami coming off of an absolutely embarrassing, pathetic, however you can say it, it was bad. That loss was absolutely horrible. How in the world do you lose to Georgia Tech when you had the game won? That loss is on my Mario Cristobal. Absolutely pathetic. That call is pathetic. You gave your boys a loss because you just wouldn't take a knee. Wow, absolutely embarrassing. Georgia Tech just runs right down the field on 2 plays and beats you. Wow, embarrassing. Y'all are going to get absolutely embarrassed by North Carolina today. I can't even believe Miami is ranked. Oh my goodness, that was horrible. Sorry, I didn't talk about that on my videos. I should have talked about that more. But that was absolutely pathetic. Oh my gosh. Okay. North Carolina's going to absolutely embarrass them. I can't believe the spread is at 3.5 points. No. North Carolina's going to win by 28 to 35 points. This game is in North Carolina as well. That's not happening. Sorry. North Carolina's going to easily cover that game. Florida State, Syracuse. Syracuse is a good team, but Florida State's just going to be too good for them. Florida State wins. Notre Dame, USC, another game that I've been flip-flopping on. USC has a really good offense and a horrible defense. Notre Dame, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they're going to respond to losing to Louisville. They've had a really tough 4-game stretch, and this is the end of that four-game stretch, starting with Ohio State, which they should have won that game. They did beat Duke. That one was at Duke. Lost to Louisville last week, and then this week playing USC. I think they can win this game. They're going to have to score on USC. USC's defense is not that good. It's horrible. Probably one of the worst in the Power 5. So you got to be able to score. If you can't score, it's over. I mean, it's going to be a 30 to... It's going to be... Both teams have to be in the 30s, at least. Notre Dame... I think Notre Dame will win this game, though. I think they're going to be able to pull it out. And then it's Washington, Oregon. I have my bonus games. I'll talk about those in a minute. But Oregon and Washington. I'm dropping my paper because I need to talk about this game. 2 teams that are undefeated. 2 Heisman quarterbacks who will make their name known today. Possibly be in first place of the Heisman race after today's game. Probably at 7:30. One of these 2 quarterbacks, whoever it is, no matter who, one of these 2 quarterbacks is going to be at the top of the Heisman list. This is going to be a great game. This game, both quarterbacks, both teams have played insane. There's been one game for Washington where they struggled a little bit. But other than that, these 2 teams have been absolutely dominant. Oregon can run the ball. Washington, I have a little bit worries about their running game, but no matter the fact, this is going to be an insane game. I'm looking forward to calling this game. a possible rematch in the Pac-12 championship. Very, very possible. Highly possible rematch in the Pac-12 championship game. Probably the two best Pac-12 teams. And they may have already separated themselves from the other Pac-12 teams. I mean, UCLA is good. USC is good. USC's offense is good. USC's defense, nah. And I think USC's defense is going to cost them. When they play Washington and Oregon, it's over. It's over. I'm sorry, it's over. Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. Bo Nix, two transfer quarterbacks. Both of these QBs started. Michael Penix was at Indiana, and of course, Bo Nix was at Auburn. Two transfer quarterbacks, and since they transferred, they have been absolutely insane. This is going to be a Heisman game. One of these two quarterbacks, if one of these two quarterbacks wins the Heisman, it's going to be the winner of this game right here. This is the game that everyone's been talking about. This is the game of the week, no question about it. It's at 3:30. I'm looking forward to watching both quarterbacks just absolutely play well today. I'm hoping both offenses play well. I'm hoping both defenses play well. I want to see a good game. I want to see a great game. I think we're going to see a great game. This game is going to be absolutely insane. I don't think it's going to be as good as Texas and Oklahoma. A little bit less hype than at Texas and Oklahoma. But nonetheless, a top 10 matchup. And this is getting absolutely insane hype. But nothing can beat last week's Texas and Oklahoma game. Who, by the way, they're both off this week. Man, what an absolute game this is going to be. I'm looking forward to this. This game was absolute. This game, my gut feeling, I don't know. I don't think my gut really hasn't made a decision on this game yet. This game is in Washington. That's going to be a home field advantage that Oregon wished they had. Washington, that is the only reason, but Oregon is the only reason why I haven't picked up Washington yet. This week, I've been thinking about this game all week long, trying to figure out who can win, where we could see, some pieces where can we see pieces or signs of who's going to win. I don't know if we're going to see any early. I think it's going to be a very, very evenly matched. I think it's going to be tied or very, very close to it. I think it's going to be a tie ball game, a 1.2 game. And then this morning happened. I woke up. I was like, Oregon is going to win. My gut woke up and said, Oregon is going to go into Washington and win. Bo Nix is going to have the game of his life. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. Washington obviously favored by 3.5 points because of that home field advantage. This is tough. Oregon wins. I'm just excited to call that game. I'm done talking about it. I'm excited to get this Saturday started. Bonus games. I have 3 extra games left from week 1 that I did not choose. I decided to do bonus games in week 2 after I kept noticing there's games that I wanted to call or wanted to pick and wanted to watch. but they weren't on my list. So we've had bonus games since then. I get to choose 5 extra games because I didn't do bonus games in week 1. So here is my bonus games of the week. I have 3 of those left, and I have another one picked this week. So we have 2. I have 6 bonus games. I picked an extra one today. There's a couple games on there that could be interesting, and I chose those games. So 2 left. It's going to be hard to see games like this, or games that I want to pick and I want to watch, because those games, they're going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Man. All right, anyway. Louisville Pitt. Georgia Vandy. Utah Cal. Oregon State, UCLA. Duke, NC State. And then the extra game, Kansas and Oklahoma State. So I'll have 2 games left to pick extra. Left from week 1. And then 5. And then every week I'll have 5 games, and then there will be two more weeks where I'll have 6. Unless there's one week where I choose 2 extra games, which can happen. But anyway. Alright. I'm getting the hiccups. Louisville and Pitt. Louisville is going to win this game. There's no question about it. Pitt's good, but they're not. Louisville's better. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I gotta get rid of these hiccups. Okay. Alright. Alright. Sorry about that. Anyway. Louisville's going to win. Pitt's a good team. Louisville's better. It's just as simple as that. Georgia and Vandy. Having a little bit of a weird feeling that Vandy could show up today and beat Georgia. This game is at Vandy. Georgia came off a dominant win against Kentucky last week. What better way to see this Georgia win streak end on Vanderbilt? What better way? It's not happening. Georgia's winning that game. Utah. Cal. Utah's going to win that one. Oregon State's beating UCLA. Both teams are really good. UCLA is really good as well. I like what Dante Moore is doing. I think he's going to bring that team. I think Dante Moore is going to be able to bring that team to new levels. I don't think he's going to be able to win a national championship at UCLA, but still really, really good QB there for UCLA. That was a big pull for them, or big get for them. Duke beating NC State. And then Kansas and Oklahoma State. Kansas is going to win that one. So, there's 6 games, 21 games this week. I have 2 extra picks coming up in the next few weeks. I'm going to be looking at the schedule at some point next week or maybe the week after to see if there's any games that are not on the list, because the whole list, the list of every week was released earlier before the season even started. So I'm going to look and see what games are on there or what games aren't on there. And see, I may just have to choose 2 random Power 5 games like Kansas and Oklahoma State that aren't on there. And then we're getting to the big games. Bowl games, like I said, this is a little bit too early, but I will be picking every conference championship game, every one of them, every bowl game. Obviously the playoff games and the national championship game as well. So, we're getting to the thick of the season. We're already halfway through. We're in week 7, 6 more weeks, I believe, left in the regular season. It's going to be an awesome week. Awesome games. Awesome games. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll see y'all at 12 for Week 7 college football season.